they just think that it's a task made to just go to Terimakasih land. So, but not to 40, 150, only 50 monkeys already. That's it.
Try and punish some of those along the lane.
Feels like it's a bit more.
very bad into beast. Like they cannot like just run to keep like they support they prosper. They feel like that. Just than that.
He brings a big beefy guy. So, you know, what the hell, the Dominator? Lots of tank, lots of body in there. And no Night Stalker, I guess. It's pretty hard to fit in, so that's also going to make Beast Master for me. Is that Night Stalker's not just going to eat your creep, which we've seen as a soft counter.
Yeah, that's it's actually a tough second pick too, because if Liquid didn't have to like first pick, they will put the Enigma 5 against the Beaster, which is a very good lane by personal experience. But the thing is, the pick there's a plus 5 ditch, so the second pick that Secret have actually benefits the world because they get an 80 pick, they know the Enigma is not in the lane. So that's how second pick.
So on a mid lane.
Interesting, very interesting. The timings, that's what we're going to be playing for here. Well, one last round of picks coming out now as Liquid down to 25 reserve seconds. And they're going to go for a Primal Feast. They get it in the last phase of the draft.
I mean, that's pretty interesting. I don't think I've seen much of Mick Final Beast, so I'm not sure if it's his comfort hero.
Oh my goodness. Sir Action Slacks, always there to let us know that math is not toxic, but what is toxic is his pub play. As Trent, we get ready to go into this lower bracket finals, Liquid versus Secret. We're here, it was last chance qualifier teams, and they made it the whole freaking day. How's it going?
Another last chance.
It's true, definitely. As we already paused in this game, we talked to the pros, you know, we had the wonderful Taiga ATF on. They seemed, even though they weren't willing to fully say it,
Even though they were incredibly biased for the teams they wanted to win.
Exactly. Of course, is the sort of background there. Chrysalis, the former teammate of ATF, and then all of Liquid, pretty much, the former teammates of Taiga. But they are going to be having to watch on from the sidelines here as we get into this game. Matumba Man playing on the Lifestealer here. Is already sitting in this mid lane. What do you think about that Primal Beast pick? It got there towards the end. They said it's a crowd pleaser.
Yeah, it's very interesting because, well, like I said, you know, you want to appease the crowd with the Primal Beast, sure, but Primal Beast, you know, when you think about some of the problems the heroes had, you can see them on the other side. Like, when I'm playing against Primal Beast and I'm getting upset, all I can think are things like, man, I wish I could stun this through BKB. Like, no bigger BKB stun for this game because this hero relies on it so heavily, right? Like, that's the whole kit of this hero, is just relying. Doesn't matter what role, you're trying to get that BKB as fast as you can. And he's going to be dealing with the roar as well as that global silence. So very frustrating stuff for Primal Beast. I think there's a good reason that it got left in that late. But as our lovely panelists were pointing out here, this idea of just winning the lanes, winning the game off of that early advantage that you're going to get, Primal Beast is really frustrating to lane against too.
We saw some of the most dominant performances in a long time in that in the LCQ. Has fallen by the wayside a little bit. A nice stun to start this out. And it does look like indeed they're going to be able to pick up a couple of these bounty runes heading down to the south there. We'll have to watch and wait as two apiece. Chrysalis forcing back Boxy a bit, who again has just looked so good on this Tusk, on melee fours in general. He's been having a great tournament.
Yeah, kind of, you know, we were talking about this idea of you can't ban out ATF, you can't ban out Boxy at this point, right? The Marcy, the Tusk, and the Clockwork, at least to me, like throughout that last chance qualifier and coming to TI, have just all been super solid for him. I feel like his rotations have been the storyline for Liquid, whereas on the side of Secret, it's a lot of this discussion about what's happening with Rezo and Zayas there. But we're watching this mid lane here, and you want a long time storyline for Team Secret, it is Nisha with the Morphling, right? This is a player-hero combo who has been feared, and for a very long time would just be banned in the first phase, even when Morphling wasn't necessarily like the best hero in Dota.
Right, and right now it literally feels like there's games where it is the best hero in Dota. You take over the stats of the other heroes with that Aghanim Scepter build, and then it just feels like an unstoppable monster. So again, we'll have to see if they can build up that momentum through the laning stage and get themselves where they want to go on Team Liquid. As already blocking off that small camp, Matumba Man pulls the wave back behind. They're going to get the D ward and then go and contest.
I do think it's interesting to see the formation setup that you're going to have from Team Secret this game, because like two of your cores, I feel like in a pub you might not be that excited about having Morphling and Sniper on the same team, right? Right. They don't tend, you know, they could kind of have like a similar role and idea, but it also depends on like the various ways that you can play the Morphling. You can be a little bit more active on this hero. You have so many cool options and combinations that you can do now with the changes to the ultimate on the hero, where you're becoming this opposite hero and trying to like take advantage of their abilities while also reducing their stats.
Yeah, it's incredibly strong. Ring around the Rosie there. So he heads off. Will get punched a few more times on his way out. And again, this very annoying lane that you have to deal with of the Enigma, continuing to eat up your range creeps the whole time through. Already 4 denies on him there, but hasn't been able to have a great time against Chrysalis, who
early and reduce the impact that you're going to have with that kit of the hero. And at this point, it's not looking too hot, obviously, especially with those nerfs to the Eidolons taking so much more magic damage. Shrapnel can actually hurt him.
The Mango doesn't want to go for it out of Sanya, and Zayas is just going to salve up. So gets away from that one. You can see the pressure that's put on early by Lich. Sanya keeping him just back there at arm's length.
Feel the tension in here.
I know, man.
Everyone's waiting for that first couple, get some low heroes all around.
I think it's one of those things too where, you know, these two teams, there's so much respect for each other. They've played against each other a lot in the VPC, you know, and there's, you saw at the beginning, some mutual admiration that's going on. Gonna be a good series.
Safe drafts, safe lanes, everyone just chilling out. But you know, safety is not necessarily the best thing for Team Liquid, as you know, we're discussing throughout the draft here, this idea of, you know, getting this early lead, getting this early head start. 3 minutes in, They're not really there yet.
No, but they do play a little bit of intercept there. Boxy trying to keep his Enigma from taking too much damage, but using a lot of rounds of that shrapnel. Boxy trying to walk away, trying to survive. A couple more punches, one more hit. He's not going to go down. Barely keeps himself alive, but you can see the pressure that they're putting on bottom.
Those branches, keeping him up. Backpacks him, salves up, wants to stay in the lane, keep that focus pressure here for Zai.
I wonder if that opens up a little bit more space for themselves too, since that was all of the shrapnel charges uses from the sniper. And in fact, Boxy, yeah, wants to get a little bit aggro. They couldn't get the kill. Come at the king, best not miss. Can they bring it down? Chrysalis though. Couple more punches, slowed, Fairy Fire backs away. Flirting with some great body blocks coming in from Zai, but they will get away.
And that aggressive vision plays down there, almost helping them get that kill. Try and get a couple chances there, just narrowly missed by the sentry that was there from Team Secret as well, but doesn't result in the kill this time, just burns up a lot of that regen that was there for Chrysalis. And Puppy got a little bit of time off, just kind of wander around, got some stacks, scouting things out. Up top, Zayt's has also been very free. As you can see, Zayt's is still level 1. He's about to be level 2, you know, to his credit, but he's been giving a lot of space to Resolution right now. And this is not really the dynamic that we've seen a lot from these two, right? They tend to play very together in the lane, very kill-heavy, kill-centric, whereas this time it's like Rezo's going to be planting himself in this top lane as the Beastmaster for a very long time, and I feel like Zayt's is actually playing a little bit more with Nisha.
Primal Beast, he cometh. Mickey is there, gets the first blood, takes out Chrysalis, and this is the power of this hero, really. At level 5, making these rotations and still not missing out on much mid. Shards? Oh! Boxy just a little off the mark there. That was max range.
A bit close on that one, but yeah, I mean, that kind of speaks to how these lanes are going, because like Mickey almost feels pressured, I think, to make that move around, right? And you're thinking about all these heroes that you're hoping to bully in the lane phase by just out-damaging them. Morphling, unfortunately, not the easiest one to do that with. If you don't have an actual kill threat, you don't have that chain stun to worry about, he can just sit on this max agi, and he's got that big damage to actually compete with a Primal Beast, so Team Secret looking very strong at the moment.
This has been constant from them. Level 5 on Rezo as Matumba Man's coming on in to contest this pull again. Still has to deal with those boars plinking away at him. Very even. You can see that right now it's mainly the Enigma that's been the one that's sort of been left by the wayside in terms of those other cores. Likewise, though, bringing down that sniper's net worth with all those denies.
Dire are scanning.
They're going to move towards the river here, though, as they try and contest the runes.
Top tower
It's going to spawn top.
Couple punches. Nisha right there. A DD is very strong on Morph, but will manage to get out of there. Mickey gets the jump out. Zion still sticking around. And Blitz going to be used. Boxy makes the move over.
Radiant structures are
There with the DD.
Yeah, right. So much damage so early on.
Double
the stun.
damage.
Chase. Mickey in some trouble. Snowball to dodge the waveform. Keeps him alive. And Mickey is just going to head back home. Nice rotation as Boxy keeps that mid from going down.
I gotta find myself a bit of XP here on the Tusk. I do think it's important, as they are gonna need some help rotating through these lanes. It's never gonna hurt getting that XP early, but Nisha just keeps on going with that catapult.
This is so much damage onto this mid tower with that TD in hand and keeping that catapult alive. They had a really good push onto that mid lane at just 7 minutes.
Mickey hops on back, gives a free bottle over to Boxy. Gets a grab.
Wait a minute. No. He's gonna get out of there, I think. He's trying to switch over strength for him. Snowball keeps him on him. Stun. Couple more punches coming from the tower. Mickey low. Puppy rotating in as well, but they aren't quite gonna be able to chase him down. And Boxy gonna try and TP out. No such luck with Nisha right on hand, but they're still too strong.
Yeah,
These big strength heroes.
Very low on the damage right now, right? Like outside of the Morphling, you know, the actual damage being provided by a Nyx Assassin and a Silencer isn't too great right now when they're both such low level. So it was a good attempt, I think, from Liquid. I think they understand, again, that they really need these earlier kills, so trying to grab something like Nisha. Like, how often do you see a Morphling die that fast, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where they just get caught on that low strength. Now, chase into the trees.
Throws down the shrapnel. Zai is maybe in a bit too far as he's going to get stunned in secret. Ready to turn this on to the Enigma. A couple more punches, and it is going to be enough. Zayak picks up the kill.
Just the second kill of the game here in this slow burner right now. In this top lane, we have not seen a whole lot of, but obviously the top of the board is Matu. Sitting with almost 60 CS right now, but Rezo right up there alongside him. Yeah, 1,000 gold behind, true. But he's a very high level, 6.5 right now, because he's just had no support in his lane, much like these early rotations of Insania.
But this rotation here should bear some fruit as the snowball will come out. But Boxy shards the high ground. Not quite this time. There's a tree in the way. So Secret pick up another one. 2 on the board.
And Rezo even making a little move over here. Just seeing what's going on, checking out his jungle. He's got his helm creep, so he can farm it up a little bit right now. Very difficult to pressure Matu out of the lane at this point with a heavy rotation, and he's got a sniper and a morphling, so not seeing the biggest group up play to go on the top lane at the moment here from Team Secret. Instead, they're sort of just focused on keeping everyone farming at the moment. And really holding this positioning mid with Zayac and Puppey, trying to pressure this mid tower. And besides, you know, the Frost Shield's not up for 10 seconds. This looks pretty free.
Yeah, they're taking it down. No glyph available. Moves in, gets the tower, doesn't get the last hit. That time was spent with Primal Beast farming the jungle a little bit and was able to pick up some nice bits of farm for himself. As I can't quite get the connection there. But they do give up that mid tower.
It feels like Liquid really need to find some sort of a play across the map here with Mickey. I mean, you can't really wait for the BKB. Even with the BKB, there's obviously so many counters versus it, but I'm definitely feeling the pressure of them making moves right now.
Chrysalis, snowball, ooh, barely gets there in time. They're like, oh, but no, gets interrupted there. Zai, well, they might still be able to chase him down with all these Eidolons. Is it going to be enough in the end? A couple more punches, and it is. But Liquid get the TP out after finding the kill.
And Mickey actually TP's down right after as well, though. So, I mean, right on the wave as well, like fully spotted out from Secret. And he's actually going for the punish.
Oh my god, moves on in.
I don't care if you saw me, I'm still coming.
God, the inevitability of Primal Beast is too freaking strong. So 10 minutes in now, and a couple good moves. This is what you wanted to see from Mickey, making it happen.
That part is great, but I also really love what Zayac and Nisha did. Like the way that they brought the Morphling and the Nyx Assassin, they just kind of camped in that top dire jungle, and that allowed Rezo to also push in through the tower. It was too much pressure on Batu. He had to leave the area, and suddenly Secret are just playing all up inside that territory.
Yeah, they have claimed that top tower. And there is a smoke now moving down through the jungle. They're going to run right into Matu. Roar, he gets the rage off. Will it be enough to escape? The stun is there. Waveform through the invest. He got inside your creep, moving away from him. Can they get him out afterwards, though? They have the Frost Shield for round. And Mickey makes the rotation, finds the boot, the double kill right on top. Oh, Matu got saved. This team was there. The creep was there. And Puppey is going to get Walrus punched out of oblivion.
Got an inside agent on the side of Team Secret here, it would appear. That's Seder. Oh, I guess the Mind Stealer this time was Matu hopping in there. The one play he could make, the only possible way to get out of there.
He found it.
Yeah, got it indeed. What is it with the infests in this team?
I don't know, something. Keep picking him Lifestealer. It just keeps working. Wow, 2-6.
Oh, that was such a big play for Secret too. That was like the reward for all of the area of the map they've been holding. This pressure, forcing Matu into that mid lane, catching him on the rotation back to his own side of the map. Everything was like coming together exactly how you expect from Secret. And then just like one little mistake, and he just gets out. Slips through your fingers.
Just like that. That's all it takes to give a little bit of life here to Liquid. We've seen a ton of these games. It feels like, you know, we talk about the path of both of these teams coming from last chance qualifier, but in reality, it feels like they've played very different tournaments. Secret has been, you know, coming in and just dominating people sometimes in the draft. Liquid, they've had to grind out these matches. We'll see what ends up happening here is Insania. He's going to get caught. The Impale is there. A couple more punches, and your int is Puppies.
Honestly, I'm really impressed.
Very happy.
I'm running. I'm TPing, but... Oh, Giga. I got you.
I'm coming. I'm really strong. Go. They all die. Go, silencer.
No mana for chain
Keep throwing it. Yeah, I'm ulting. Me!
Guys, he's really strong. He's so strong.
This is me when I play, and I'm like, I got my first down. I'm really strong.
That was awesome. Moves in now, finds Puppy's eyes there for the stun. The global afterwards, but Mickey already charged it up. Now the chase, Nisha Need to back away. There's still Chrysalis to the side, planking away. They have the damage though, the Fraudulent, and the Infest out of there again. So they lose Zai in exchange for Puppey, also picking up Boxy there on the end. Now Mickey, oh no, needs to get out. TP away, does he have enough? He does.
He's got that up, Roy's a tanky guy.
God, what a wild series of events. They're diving back behind the tier 1 tower. It's still standing there.
Now that was Zai going down though, of course, as you know, looking for this Enigma to try and get those auras up, see if they can get a little bit of pressure moving in on the map right now. Expecting perhaps another smoke as well here from Team Secret at this point, right? We're almost 15 minutes in the game. We start moving back towards that top half of the map. People start thinking about Roche. Certainly very possible for Team Secret. Whenever you have Morphling and Beastmaster on your team, that is a lot of damage, right? That raw damage of the Morphling plus the attack speed of the Beastmaster can certainly cut through that pretty fast. And the help of the Hawks, the Boars, the Helm Creep, there's lots of vision to give you the confidence to go for that.
Of course, added onto that eventually is going to need to be dealing with this Wraith pack, which is just about to be completed by the Enigma as well. So we'll see if Secret can make those moves that they need to. There is still another invasion coming in as they want to get aggro. They find resolution right on top of the trample, the Walrus punch, and one more round of onslaught. It's more than enough. Anisha, okay, turns into the Tuscan, now ready to battle. They've got him caught here to the side. Insania trying to stop this one. Oh, the Chain Frost is bouncing, but not to who it needs to bounce to. Mickey does go down. Nisha in, looking for more. And Science with the wraparound. Oh, they're all on top of him. The back of the middle, instant interrupt, right on top, able to catch him. But Tumble Man trying to arm with Tumble for all he's worth, but they're all falling. Secret keeps the pain train a-rolling as they all die.
Now two carries hanging out. Grabs Matu's courier.
Can he get out? Matu trying to run away. Nisha, I don't know if he has the damage for this though.
Chrysalis is being chased by Eidolons. He's trying to get there.
He's trying to get out. He's high-fiving the tower. The Infest out of there. Gets him away. What in the heck was that?
Liquid are forcing these fights deep in the territory of Team Secret, and they are just committing all the rotations to come and get in there for the defense. And what an amazing carapace as well from Zeiss to cancel that black hole. Things getting perhaps a little bit dangerous with your Morphling actually getting in there, and Nisha after playing on that nice edge, but he picks up a lot of kills, and now he is firmly in control at the top of the board there. 8k net worth right now as he moves in towards that Manta.
You can see some of the sort of woes of that laning stage, I think, a little bit for Secret at least. Normally, this would be the point where if Sniper is free to just plink away and start hitting you, you're all going to die, but just didn't have that damage yet. He only has the Dragon Lance at this point. It's going to need to come later on.
Yeah, Liquid are playing like a team that had a lane lead, and they're trying to pressure, trying to play that game right now, but they didn't necessarily gain one. And plus the fact that you don't have this mid hero that plays off of like a blink, you have a who plays off of BKB, and he just hit that right now, 16 minutes.
Sanya again gonna drop. The Secret find that pick off. 10 to 10. Here's 16 minutes in. We had a bit of a slow start in the laning stage, but it has been all action since then.
Yeah, they don't really have red zone a great spot right now necessarily in terms of like trying to pressure the Roche, but that could be something with the next pick off perhaps for Team Secret that they could be thinking about. And then of course you also have to consider that Team Liquid are very good at fighting in that space. It'll be a battle of the vision that's available for Team Secret. The cooldown of Global Silence is going to be very important for Puppey as well. It's going to be a lot of factors in play to decide who actually controls that part of the map and who has an opportunity to get that Aegis.
I have punching for you.
Right now the vision is incredible from Team Secret, by the way. Excellent wards in combination with the Hawks means they're seeing pretty much everything Liquid are up to right now.
And getting into that Manta style here pretty soon for the Morphling. Curious how quickly he wants to go in for that Aghanim Scepter. We've seen it a lot against the Agi carries, obviously still really good against these strength cores where you get to steal their status resistance away.
Foxy's trying to use the Seeds of Serenity.
His arm's just not long enough to get that punch on the ward. We'll get over there soon, surely. Yeah, it's going to bring the courier.
Yeah, maybe worried about them playing around it or something. You can see Mickey's doing like little loops, not exactly sure where they are, as they don't have the best vision. They've got one lingering ward up top that is sort of spotting some of these moves to that top half of the map, but overall Liquid playing a little bit dark right now.
They do spot some wards there, as well as the Morphling moving through, and that Manta Sal now complete.
Also, that courier that's eyes placed really deep from the Nyx Assassin is so good. It's like it's spotting couriers constantly. It's just seeing everything that they're up to. It's showing like everyone inside that dire jungle where they're positioning. It's so strong. It's one of those things that like bounty hunters and Nyx Assassins can often get placed.
Well, for now at least, they will just throw out a Spike Carapace there, trying to contest for the rune. Nisha picks up the illusion.
And the Dire are scanning right now. That's how unsure they are of like what's happening right now, right?
Yeah, they're behind him, but ready to go.
Gotta watch this Carapace. It's level 4 right now. Could botch an initiation that comes in, especially if you're not careful with that first BKB play.
Still playing around this area. Nisha, they roll in, miss onto him, but find a couple more. Spike Carapace interrupt with the roll in, finds him, and Nyx is dead. Buyback immediately global to turn this. They only have the Tusk in hand, though. Now turning onto Zai, the Fear, interrupting. Zai has Black Hole available if they want to drop it with global already down, but there's so much damage coming from the high ground. He's just caught and killed. It did cost a couple buybacks, but Secret, they win that fight.
The duality of Nisha's abilities on this Morphic as well, right? Like copying into the Primal Beast, charging, and he's becoming that body, and then charging in right after him is just the creeps coming in from Rezo, right? They're just like filling in this space. Chrysalis has a full-on vanguard of units and heroes ahead of him, gives him the space for the damage. You can see the inability of Zai to really play this engagement, and instantly for the prize of that victory, Secret heading towards Roche.
Yeah, that is huge for them. So they're going to get this one out, and Liquid, obviously aware that this could have been happening after they won that fight, will split up and try and get the farm on. But again, this game, feeling right now as if it's leaning towards Secret.
That's pretty accurate, I would say. I feel like the later this things go, you know, we talked about this idea of like, sure, late game you tend to look towards the Enigma. He's going to have this big black hole, yay, but the global silence always going to be there. And to be concerned about the entire time. Doesn't mean it's a, a permanent counter, like, Blitz said, right? What, 6-0 versus Silencer? He's got the numbers. He did the evil math or whatever it was.
That's right. And of course, eventually you imagine that Zai is going to need more farm than the Silencer to get to a refresher or what have you. But of course, the other thing is going to be how do these little skirmishes work out? Can they find and catch that sniper in an open field? The open wounds picked up from the Tumbaman now. They might be ready to go. See if they can take a fight here. Insania goes on in, catches the Invis rune. Still great vision all over that top side of the map from Secret.
Got ourselves the single core staff. Obviously seeing a lot of the strength of the multiples, right? Stacking those core staffs. That's something that Team Secret will probably have. With they're gonna have the Hurricane Pike on Chrysalis. You're gonna have the core staff on Puppey, and that's an item much like Lincoln Sphere. I would say is the other one where the more that you stack them and the more that you have on your team, the stronger they feel, right?
Oh yeah.
Pull you this way, push you that way again. Suddenly the whole fight gets pulled and spread out, and that's something that Liquid really don't want to see. Because they have this Tusk, right? He kind of commits to an area, so you get 4-staffed out, your fight breaks down. A Lifestealer, one of the items he hates seeing the most is his 4-staffs. He's trying to stick on people as maybe the open wounds will help him with. So getting there for Puppey is actually going to be pretty important for them.
Zayat runs into a wary little Nyx assassin, and they're going to bring down that Enigma eventually. Even cleaning up that Wraith Pack for afterwards. So Secret, after claiming that Roche, they can play bullies for a little bit here. And Liquid, they're going to need to find some answers elsewhere. Takes over that creep so he doesn't give up the bounty. Nicely played. So that Helm of the Overlord is done.
At the very least, they will wind up keeping some of their vision in this area. Is that a Hurricane Pike as well for Nisha? Oh, damn. Okay. All right, we got movement all over the place now. They're going to have a triple 4-staffs here on the side of Team Secret once Puppey finishes his. It's done. Okay, triple 4-staff. So,
oh no.
Good luck, Matu.
Yeah. You know what doesn't help you with that, though, is if you get caught in a big black hole. That's going to be the sort of go-to, I would imagine. See if it works out, though. Obviously still very tough. Snowball catches onto the creep. Tumbaman beats it up, collects that bounty.
Everyone came in for that one. They were a little concerned a fight was happening there. And, well, vision. The Hawk spotting these rotations through. Seeing that everybody is here. Team Secret, they really see everything. Like, this ward is going to be living to its full life. 15 seconds left. Salute to you. Good sir. You did great. Fantastic ward.
Playing with map haps,
the Hawk
basically.
is just spotting them right now. Like,
this
it's so hard.
Yeah, it's devastating. It's so good. See if they can find anybody else. It does get taken out there. As Liquid going to try and reconvene themselves. A minute and a half left on this Aegis, roughly. As Mickey tries to finish off his Aghanim Scepter, uses the Pulverize. Rezo finds him, walks around the corner. They do still have BKB TP, but not nearly enough. Too much damage coming out from that Morphling.
And moving everyone together, going to catch that wave as well. Bring that back up, get in here, get this outpost if they want. retake this territory in Liquid. I mean, what can you do? Do you want to try and make a play on the other side of the map? That's really the only place they have a ward, but they know there's nothing going on down there. They have a ward inside their own jungle. It's probably not going to last that long, as it is just like sitting upon a pillar, so it tends to get obviously scouted pretty fast. Besides, runs through with these sentries, so just waiting out this Aegis right now from Team Liquid and seeing if they can find an opportunity for a fight.
Zayat's just walking right by Boxy there. Some creeps coming in. They spot him out. Ooh, gets a little bit of separation there. Got eyes on them, and that keeps him alive for now.
Nisha wants that level 18 before it morphs. There you go. And get that nice 60-second cooldown there.
This is such a strong power spike from Secret, with all of their things coming together, and a couple of seconds left on this Roche. We'll see if they stick around. Does look like they're going to back, at least for now. So, stock of the game at this point, it's a 5,000 gold lead after that first Aegis, and Secret looking incredibly strong. They've got the Blink Dagger done on Rezo now too. For Liquid, what do you see as their sort of avenue and how they need to deal with this game here?
I mean, I think Mickey's got a pretty interesting idea, right? Going for the Aghanim stuff there on the Primal Beast. Just a, like, total team fight victory attempt, I feel like, you know? Just trying to, they just have to, like, find some fight. They have to force a fight, they have to stay in it, they have to try and get these stuns, trying to find crystals on the back lines. I think you just have to assume that the global's gonna get off.
Yeah.
It's very unlikely you're gonna catch the silencer first, right? So it's gonna be a long haul team fight. It's gonna be very reliant on like the Wraith pack maybe having a big impact, but that can obviously be very tough versus a Morphling and a Sniper.
Yeah, that is incredibly difficult. And you can even play probably in pretty far as Nisha if you get that extra status resistance from the Ags.
And then the other hard part is that they don't really have the best heroes for just like pushing out the waves, right? I mean, you can see how Boxy has to play on a Tusk, not really the best hero for this. He's gonna head on home. They don't have those sneakier lane exploders that just like pop the creeps and get away, try to delay this game. So sooner or later they're gonna have to find this fight. And what I like about Team Secret is that they already had the tier 2s very early, and they got this Aegis, and they didn't try and like pressure the high ground or something ridiculous with that first Aegis. There's no point, right? Like,
yeah.
Wait for the second Aegis. You're controlling so much of this map right now between your wards, your Hawks, your Nyx Assassin, so much vision. They see what Liquid are up to, and I'm sure they're well aware that they are taking the lead.
Yeah, and they don't even, like I was talking about the Aghanim Scepter, but Nisha is just going in for the Scotty. He's opting to go for this, just beat them down, right-click build. Be a little bit tanky in there with it too, as, well, another sacrifice here. Keep it over to the gods. It's going to be Insania brought down. Can the rest of them get out? Matumbo Man, he's raged. Snowball in to try and get him away as Mickey just getting pummeled. Nisha chase, Nisha kill. A double for the Morph. Ready to go in for a bit more. Insania, he fought back for this one. He's got to get out of there. The chain from, well, look at him go. They're on top of Boxy. He is also going to go down. Matumbo Man looking for a bash, hoping to go toe-to-toe against Morph, but Secret, they are having none of it. Devastation up on the high ground. It's 26 minutes in. This is a later Rax. This is so much of just complete and total effective damage.
It's just the patience from Team Secret. They knew everything that was happening in this game, and they're just waiting for that time because they see that Liquid are just a ticking time bomb of how they need to play this scrap. Eventually, they're going to force a fight, and sometimes it can be okay when a support just feeds in like that, where Insania dies, because it gives you a little bit of vision, and it maybe burns a couple stuns, and then you can go for that fight. Maybe that's their best moment, but Secret were willing and ready.
Secret just all over him here, and they will claim 2 sets of racks as soon as one of those boars or something comes on up to the high ground. But that Blink Dagger reveal from Zayat, and Matumbo Man, he's in pretty far, wants to take him down, gets one kill, so able to assassinate the assassin. But it is a Pyrrhic victory if I ever saw one, as it is a 14k gold lead now after that high ground push.
That's a big one. And that's how it started, you know? This comes in, a couple heroes are in vision, you think, okay, is this our chance? And they thought about backing, but then the roar occurs, Mickey's forced to commit. Didn't really get a whole lot of value out of the Aghanims, I would say. And then, of course, Nisha becomes better Primal Beast.
Zai found again. Nisha immediately gets out of there. The haste rune keeping him alive. Ready to chase after Boxy now with the Scotty done. They got to run. Catches on to this Beastmaster. Do they have any more buybacks? It's already 3 dead. This is looking so rough for Liquid. Mickey, he's got a Lifestealer bomb inside of him, but Nisha ready to take him down. The triple kill. Nisha will not be denied as they kill them all off. They love Dota so much, but it's Secret that are coming away with this one.
And these are the two different stories these teams have had. Team Liquid, they've come into these games that maybe haven't looked the best in terms of the draft. They've managed to follow the game. They find that win, but Secret, they pick great drafts, they get these good lanes, and they just dominate the way through. It seems like they have a solid plan, they stick to it, and then they get the W, and this looks exactly like their other games.
Such a dominant performance coming in from Team Secret. They're a little bit of rough time, you can see there. The players happy about it, and for Liquid, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board, figure out what went wrong, and come out with a different draft.
And I think Team Secret showed something a little bit different as well this time, right? Having Rezo play this Beastmaster, it's not as like combat heavy. It almost feels like the snowball style that they've been relying on a lot with Zayas and Rezo. Instead, it's just, Rezo play a normal Beastmaster game, and this was just amazing macro gameplay by Team Secret, right? They read everything Liquid were doing, they responded, and it just felt like they knew what Liquid needed to do in this game, and they did not let it happen.
They came on in, they executed their plan perfectly, and now at least they're going to have to go on back, figure out what to do. We're going to head back to the draft, let them break it down.
Thank you very much, Lyrical and Trent. Indeed, first game taken by Team Secret here over Liquid. Very convincing fashion. We're going to break down exactly how that happened, because at the start of the game, it looked like it was going to be a little bit of a back and forth. We had some nice brawls in the mid lane as well, Jenkins. It started out as like your traditional Team Liquid back and forth series.
Nisha's a fucking monster, man. It's insane. I'm really glad that there was the like highlighting from the players of just how good of a player Nisha is. And then he has a performance like that. The crazy thing about Nisha is that we were going through the list of players that Puppey has played at TI with, 24 of them in total. Obviously, this guy's a TI all-timer. And then Nisha, it's his first TI with Puppey. Not this one, of course, but his first TI was with Puppey. So it's crazy to me that this guy is so good. He's so ubiquitously known as like, this is one of the best players on the planet, if not the best. And he was undiscovered like prior to Secret. That's insane.
It's pretty nuts. I mean, the last pick, Morphling, when I first saw it, I thought it was a bit greedy. But when you think about the lane matchup against the Primal Beast, you're always going to have that shift, which means that you're not going to be able to die. And it shows, because Nisha ended up this game with 0 deaths, and the reason is he does have a backup of his team. Because I think this last pick, Morphling, kind of shut down the whole idea of Team Liquid, how to play a game, because you need to think about, what happens if we go in on Morphling, try to kill him? There's going to be global silence. We saw Team Secret using 2 buybacks like 10-12 minutes into the game. They were not hesitating at all. And like their approach was, okay, Primal Beast's going to go with the BKB on a silencer, try to take him out so he can use the global, but the quick buybacks and just not enough damage. It felt like at one point this Morphling took control of the whole game.
Yeah, and I mean, look at that itemization. He went Hurricane Pike on Morphling before Scotty. And this is because he recognized that the only way for him to die that game, because Matsu and the Lifestealer hit all of his item timings as well, was if after he uses his waveform to disengage, they get on top of him with this Lifestealer and potentially this Tusker, and they just beat him down. So he itemized for that ahead of time because there was absolutely no lack of damage in his team. He did not have to be the primary damage dealer, even though he was, but he did have that backup of the sniper. He had no fear whatsoever of getting black holed because they had the Nix to deal with it early on, and of course the global silence, and if Enigma did manage to get a BKB, they had Beastmaster. And speaking of that, Beastmaster also hit all of his timings. He was able to pair up Rezo on the Beast with Nisha really early on and just push down those towers. And it really felt like Liquid had no solution to play into this stuff well.
Good point about this Hurricane Pike, because the first item from Crystallis was also Hurricane Pike. They understood like we need to get people out of the trouble against the Lifestealer, against the Tusk, one of the better items. So basically they had 3 Force Staffs, one on Puppey as well, and it's very difficult to just engage. And they had this backup of the BKB piercing ability, the Beastmaster, and just way harder than what they would expect. The vision game also on point, a couple of deep wards early on coming out from Team Secret, having a Hawk as well, and also Nyx Assassin scouting things out.
And typically you would expect a team with both Sniper and Morphling to be overly greedy, but because Sniper was paired up against Enigma on the lane, he is one of the better heroes at dealing with that hero because of his shrapnel. Puppey and Crystallis were able to just bully Zai early on, and maybe they did get dove a couple of times, but that was with a rotation from Mike, I believe, and the other time was, of course, after the black hole usage. So everything just worked out in their favor. That was a really great draft.
Do we think that that last pick, Morphling, kind of caught Team Liquid maybe off guard, Jenkins? Because it did feel like from the bans as well, that Liquid was expecting that Sniper to be played by Nisha and that it was Chrysalis that still was waiting for his hero.
I think so. I mean, we were in the green room, like theory crafting things that could play against like the potential Tusk rotations and like the lack of disables that Liquid had, and we were looking for a lot less like carry style mids, just because it felt like for Secret it was a little bit greedy to go for the Morphling, but that's where the individual stellar performance comes in to make up for that from Nisha. He played a late game carry hero, but he actually contributed a lot in the early game. He was running around ganking. He was getting all of the runes. He was turning into Primal Beast, ganking just like the Primal Beast would with his abilities. So yeah, just I think because Nisha's just confident. It's like, okay, this game, like I can play Morphling, like I can have a good I can give us a good early game, and then also, then we have 2 carries, right?
Yeah, and you got to keep in mind that Sniper will also carry the game if necessary.
Thank you for that. Well, Team Liquid definitely has got their work cut out for them. They got to go back to the drawing board, have some good discussions. It's a good thing that they've got 3 coaches to do that with.
So we obviously have 3 coaches. I don't think we'd be here if you removed even a single one of them.
We have a good dynamic with Jesse doing a lot of the in-game gameplay stuff, and also I think he goes in depth and kind of looking at other teams in terms of gameplay and what they kind of want to do stylistically.
Figuring out like nice plays for us that we can do, and like looking at it objectively, how we can improve our stuff.
So he helps a lot with the gameplay, he helps a lot with reviewing the replays, looking at what we could have done, opportunities missed.
We have Blitz that does most of the drafting prep together with Matu these days, which is kind of their area of focus.
Doing the pep talks and stuff.
And neither of them can do their job without Jabs providing them with all the information they need, all the statistics, all the replays, all the whatever they might need, scrim results, scrim data, that all comes from Jabs. So yeah, I think the 3 of them together create one giga coach between 3 people.
They're always relevant, you take one part of it out, it might not work at all anymore, so I think they all add their value.
So I think, 3 courses, I've never had 3 courses before, but I think for now it's working pretty well.
And it's working pretty well indeed, already guaranteed top 3. Of course, if they want to move forward, they do have to win the next game, so I hope those 3 coaches give some good speeches and have some good insight, and it's only a short period of time, so they got to choose their words carefully. Someone who does not choose his words carefully is Action Slacks, who we're heading to right now. Someone who does not choose his words carefully is Action Slacks, who we're heading to.
That's right. That is right, Shiver. Hello, hello, hello. The crowd is hyped. Woo! Shiver, I have 0 plan for this crowd right now. They're just bringing, oh my God, there we go. Woo! Sir, how you enjoying the game? This is the best interview I've ever done. Listen, who are you filming? You filming me? I film you. What's your name? Hello.
Hi, David. Nice to meet you.
Oh, yeah, you having a good time?
Yeah, having a good time.
All right, he's having a good time, everybody. All right. You guys seem very calm. How was the game so far? Please, real interview.
Yeah, it was really good.
Oh, wonderful. What was your favorite part?
When Morphling killed everyone.
When Morphling killed everybody! Oh, fantastic. We got Juggernaut over here. Hello, Juggernaut. Pardon me. Hello. Juggernaut, thoughts?
I really hope Liquid takes game 2, man. I want a game 3.
Game 3, man! Woo! We have some hype people over here. Pardon me. Excuse me, ma'am. Where are you sitting? There. We'll make you some room. All right, please. Excuse me. Coming through. Make some way. There you go. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your game. All right, here we go. Over here. We had some hype boys. How's the game?
Good, mate. Everything's all good.
Good. Boys. Who do you... Shut up! Back to you. Thank you. Enjoy. Thank you so much.
Oh no! Everything was going great. Shut up. All right. Well, thank you for that. Pulse of energy that we just get from the crowd over there. I hope that Team Liquid's feeling it too, because they're going to need it, and I think indeed a lot of people in the audience would love a 3rd game. So Liquid needs to step it up. What do they need to do? That's the main question. How are they gonna bring this back, Effie? Because they got a little bit blown out of the water, that one.
I think, yeah, that was pretty stompy, but it wasn't due to individual skill or just how good these teams are. I think in the draft, their Enigma got very solved, and they really had no means to deal with this Morph. That was kind of a gotcha. So I think that they're definitely potentially scrapping the Enigma for next game, but if they get a more even draft, then I don't expect them to be too concerned, right? I don't feel like they're beating themselves up over this one, to be completely honest. And we know that they really prepared because we saw it yesterday in their series versus Aster. I mean, they had 5 days and they have 3 coaches like we just saw.
Yeah, they better come in prepared, Jenkins. Anything in particular you want to see them do different, or you feel like this was just an off game indeed because of that draft?
You know, we've seen it before, and I think we'll see it again. Matamba, he's won a TI, so he's got 1 ring, but he prefers 7 rings if possible, as many as possible. And I think this is when you bring out the comfort picks. This is where, you know, Sniper becomes value, where Pudge becomes value. Pull out the Lone Druid, give the people what they want.
Yeah, give Sniper, give people. I mean, I think two heroes that got figured out at the main stage. It was Enigma and I think Leshrac especially, because it just doesn't feel as strong as it did during the group stage, even last chance qualifiers. But I got to go back to Jenkins' point about picking, you know, something a bit different. Because Matu yesterday, when they last picked Night Stalker, he was like, well, this is not going to be my last game at TI, because he was pretty confident about it.
He was, and if he's going to be getting the last pick for his hero again, well, then he might need to pick that Lone Druid. If he thinks he's not, I don't know, if he picks Lone Druid, that would just mean that he doesn't have the confidence there's going to be another game. So we'll just see if there's going to be another Night Stalker pick coming out in this one, because I think a lot of people, apart from these guys, of course, are hoping for a 3rd game. The players will once again take their seats in the indoor stadium in Singapore, and I think they're ready. They look all very relaxed, actually, I must say. They're just strolling up, Effie. No pressure.
Yeah, I mean, that is the best way to approach TI. Every year, the winner of this tournament seems to be the one who just doesn't feel the pressure, is having the most fun. So the demeanors look good, Secret looks great, but I mean, Liquid, they didn't seem too bothered either walking onto that stage.
They did not. And earlier on, we heard Team Liquid have a lot of respect for Team Secret, of course. I'm very curious to find out what Team Secret thinks of Team Liquid.
I think overall their team dynamic, like it seems like they're pretty bonded to each other, and I think Mickey is doing a lot of work, like a lot of heavy lifting there in that team. Honestly, like from the games I've seen, he's like very on point. Zai plays a lot of versatile heroes. He can play Broodmother, he can play Pingo offlane, you know.
I think what makes Liquid good right now, at least, is the same thing what makes us good. We came from last chance qualifier. We went for a long road. When we won, we already were a little bit ahead than anybody else. So we already played a tournament in order to get a little bit of an advantage.
And honestly, I don't know, like, while we were playing LCQ, what the hell, like, other teams were doing at that time? Like, you can see 2 of the top 4 teams on this event from LCQ. That's you know, storytelling right there.
I think, Rezo, they were just watching you guys play, just like they're doing right now. Am I right, Jenkins?
That's right, Cheever. I don't know what you're saying, but both of these teams have been through the fire and the flames. And guess what is no secret, Cheever? That's that Liquid puts out fire. And so I think we are going to get a Game 3 in this series, Lacoste.
Absolutely agree with everything you said. You've been on point this whole tournament, even before that, throughout the DPC. Best analyst out there, so nothing but admiration for you, Jenkins.
Okay. That's so nice. But honestly, Secret have been on quite the journey this year. I mean, for fans at home, I'm sure it's been difficult watching them throughout the DPC tours, watching your favorite team not even go to any of the 2 majors this year. But the entire redemption story these last couple of months have to be something out of a fairy tale. You swap out 1 player towards the end, right? Because Zayats did come in during Tour 3, but the team still did not look great. Something was still missing. All of a sudden, Ice can't go to the Riyadh Masters. They bring in Resolution and everything clicks. It's like this last magical piece of the jigsaw puzzle just fit in perfectly. And it just speaks volumes on how having one player can change the dynamic of everything. Even though Nisha has always been a monster, that hasn't changed. Puppy has always been an excellent captain, and Secret has been consistent in their coaching and in their preparation. But all it took was Rezo to just come in and fix everything.
Yeah, they were very consistent in their deep sea placements as well, because it was 5th every time.
Yeah, consistency is good if you're, you know, top 2 or top 3. But yeah, at the end, resolution was the solution to Team Secret's problems.
Nice. Now it is time. It's all about peaking at the right time. Will Team Liquid get another shot, or will Team Secret go for it? Let's find out.
Team Secret versus Team Liquid. Game 2.
We are here again, game number 2. Team Secret facing off against Team Liquid, a dominant first one. And we're back again with our lovely draft panel here. Taiga, Amar, you got to see some action. I just want to get real quickly before we get too far into the draft. Taiga, what's it like going out on this big stage, playing in a game like this where it's potentially your elimination match?
I mean, it's pretty... I will get pretty nervous, obviously, because like, playing in such a big stage, I wish I was here. I'm not here, but it's fine. I'm cheering for my boys in Liquid. And especially with this C crowd, I've been in Malaysia, the C crowd is absolutely amazing. And I actually just feel, you know, feel more comfortable just playing in front of the crowd because they're cheering for you, you can hear the crowd chanting, and it's amazing. Actually, once we're in the game, you don't feel nervous anymore.
Yeah.
I used to feel very nervous and I used to choke a lot, but I don't think that's the case anymore. So, credits to that.
Yeah, and Amar, what about for you? What's it like when you get out here on the stage and the blood starts pumping? What's going through your mind?
I think nothing going in my mind. I just need to focus on the game, my screen. Nothing else matters. And in the end, I would say to my teammates, it's okay. Just so you know, if you lost, you're gonna lose a lot of money.
If we lose, we're gonna lose a lot of money. That's great. I love that. Trent, what are you seeing in this first couple?
Okay, positive reinforcement. That's what I'm hearing. You know, that I think some teams go for that. There's also the negative reinforcement. That's cool. Team Secret, they're gonna open straight up with a silencer. I mean, the big difference this time, of course, is that Team Liquid are gonna have second pick. Team Liquid are there on that dire side, and you know, obviously that ended up being a problem for Team Liquid last time because they felt like they couldn't get the flexibility of that Enigma that maybe we wanted in terms of trying to give that hero a good game. And that hero got shut down pretty hard by Team Secret, and we'll see what Liquid have in store this time instead. And the first thing up here is just that Broodmother.
Oh, that's a really good counter pick to Silencer. I played this matchup before, and when I was Silencer, it's not great, I can tell you that. You probably don't want to lane into Brood with Silencer either.
I mean, I think this matchup is not actually, like, yeah, of course, all summons are good into Silencer, but like the first pill actually helps, like the new damage buff, like you can kill like the weak spiders from Brood, and this Silencer pick was just to like test them. Do you want an Enigma, your most comfortable hero, or not? And they just won their test by not getting it. So just need to like make sure that this Brood doesn't conquer them.
That is really interesting too, because Silencer coming into the event, he was one of the most picked heroes in pubs. Like he was being spammed constantly, like high MMR games, and we didn't really see the hero necessarily that much. But now to like open like this, even though there's no Enigma, really, like you said, it's like completely dissuading that pick. And I know it's gonna be very interesting to see it versus the Broodmother, because like I feel like a lot of times Silencer feels very weak in the lane versus a lot of matchups.
5 seconds.
Yeah, but that's not really the case anymore. Like the Silencer now just feels like he's leaning into anyone, and even on the other lane.
Even
like,
into this is Tusk Broodmother, man. This would scare the crap out of me.
I mean, does look like not a fun Silencer lane, but like maybe Crystallis has something in his pockets.
Okay.
Can bring up the monkey.
Monkey? Oh,
here it is.
Yeah, there it is. Crystallis Monkey. One of his best heroes. He has like 3,000 games from that hero, right?
2,000 games, yeah.
2,000, awesome.
I remember when he joined Secret, you know, one of the most common trends was just a first phase monkey ban. So everyone's just like, oh, this guy's pretty good, plays a lot of monkey, let's just not let that happen. But obviously he's moved on from there. He has moved a lot in terms of heroes across it. We had Crystallis Viper early in this tournament as well. He's very open to picking a lot of stuff. So to go back now to a comfort pick in the you know, pivotal game here feels very good.
Yeah, I think the monkey gives them a lot of potential with Silencer also. Like he like made yesterday
Tundra 33 go jungle on Brute minute 10. Like, so this monkey has its job for this game already.
It's also a bit sad that they didn't want to pick Enigma. Liquid, they usually love the hero. I know for a fact that the team is like, they will always want to first phase Enigma if they could. But I think like with how Secret dealt with it last game and how they just first pick Silencer, makes Liquid actually overthink that, okay, we don't want to pick Enigma into Silencer. So it's actually pretty smart by Poppy to just first pick Silencer and not ban Enigma, so they get a free ban.
Right, and in a way it's like you lose out so much value from that early picks if you are getting it into it that, you know, I mean, there's still a lot of value in Silencer outside of just the Enigma, surely, right?
I mean, like, I guess they maybe take it like as a strong hero, like in general a strong hero. Because, for example, like, Tusk cannot save from Snowball. Yeah, Tusk can kill Silencer, but you can just go on a hero and press global and this Tusk is useless. So, like, the concept still, like, has its place.
The next round of picks here as we are on to the bans Pudge taken out of the pool, as well as the Undying, Magnus, and Pango. So a good amount of team fight actually banned out here by Team Liquid. I'm curious, you talked about the best hero in Dota, according to you the other game, Beastmaster. Is that something that we're got to be on the lookout? Or Liquid the type of team that would run that again? Or with the Broodmother in pool, there's no chance that this would be flexed? Anything else?
I mean, the Broodmother is often for sure, like on Zai.
Yeah, that's a decent line.
I don't think like they gonna flex this Brood. Like, I think it's just locked on Zai. Because I don't think Mickey doesn't play it, and I don't think Matumba, like last time played it like 3 years ago, so I don't think he's just comfortable to play it again, you know?
I actually think it might happen. Matu might play Brood for the last game before he, you know, today's actually his last day before he retire, right?
Yeah.
So, might end it with the Brood motto.
It would be crazy. That is something that's sort of the lingering in the back of, I think, everybody's heads, is that potential for retirement, and of course for Liquid wanting to keep this going, force it to a game number 3.
I mean, they did it with a Night Stalker, right? Something that obviously wasn't expected. Some people were hoping for maybe that Lycan to come back, you know, the real classic Matu hero. I don't know what he's feeling as we get to the end of potentially what could be his last game, but right now taking a lot of time on this ban. They get rid of that Kunkka, so very common trend in those 3 bans right now. Lots of like physical AoE damage being taken away there. Rezo had a great game on the Magnus as well, previously in the tournament, so Liquid now looking to find that pick that doesn't give away too much. Probably just going to be an Insania hero here. Unless he goes back to some classic 5 Insania Tusks. But, you know, it's Boxy Tusks.
Definitely a Boxy Tusk. I don't see Insania playing Tusk anytime soon.
So what do you feel like they're missing in the draft right now, or the sort of general shape that they're trying to take? Where do Liquid need to go? Are they trying to play a more fast tempo game? Or are they trying to just sort of